Police in the Western Cape, where they say they're still pursuing leads in the murder case of Abdul Kader Davids, one of the 10 people implicated in the billion-rand tender corruption case in the city of Cape Town. Davids died in a hail of bullets 2 weeks ago, just 2 days after he had been granted bail, along with the former member of the Mayoral Committee for Human Settlements in the city of Cape Town, Malusi Booi. Our reporter, Latashia Naidoo, brings you the latest in the investigation from Cape Town. Latashia, good morning to you. There is so much at stake in this story and in these investigations. What's the latest?
Well, good morning, Stephen. I'm standing outside the Cape Town Magistrates Court, which was in fact the last place that the public saw Abdul Kader Davids alive on September 17. Now, as you mentioned, 2 days later, after being granted 250,000 rand bail, he died in a hail of bullets outside his Beacon Valley Mitchells Plain home. Now, I spoke with Western Cape Police this morning, and while they declined an on-camera interview, they did say that investigations were continuing, that the anti-gang unit was investigating, and that there had been no arrests. But what's interesting is that there's now speculation that Davids, who, as you mentioned, was one of 10 co-accused in a billion-rand housing tender scandal, may have considered turning state witness, which potentially led to his death. This is an ongoing investigation. The other 9 co-accused are expected to return to court in mid-October. But I think the bigger question here is what's going to happen next. All the co-accused are out on bail for various amounts. And the police are saying that this is linked to a bigger case of potential extortion within the city of Cape Town with regard to collusion and housing tender fraud and the potential of a so-called construction mafia being involved in this syndicate, Stephen.
Latashia, I mean, this story gets to the heart of so many of the issues in Cape Town. It's about construction, it's about the shortage of accommodation there, and it's about alleged corruption in very high places.
Yes, and I think that's most concerning because Malusi Booi, who you mentioned earlier, was the former MMC for the Human Settlements Department within the city of Cape Town. And this was a portfolio in which he held the position for a very long time and was very revered within the city. And it also speaks to the issue of a lot of stalled developments now, 11 potential projects which are being investigated within this 1 billion rand housing tender fraud scandal. In Valhalla Park, in particular, there's been a housing project which the late Abdul Kader Davids was involved in, and that's been stalled for years, where people have been waiting since the 90s for public housing. So it does speak to a lot of issues: corruption, collusion, the potential involvement of gangs operating within the city of Cape Town. And come mid-October, when this case continues, I think that there's going to be a lot of revelations, a lot more evidence that's going to be revealed, and it's just a matter of wait and see for the moment.
Latashia Naidoo, thanks very much indeed. Well, an important story developing there.